Give me an idea. Grade? Juniors? Whoa! Huge group. What's before junior? What's that, sophomore? Any sophomore? All right. You see how the hands go up higher as you get to the high grade? Seniors, yeah! Juniors, yeah! Sophomore? They're coming up, right? By the way, I took a shower. You don't have to go so far back, especially if you're coming in. You could be up here. I won't spit, I promise. I'll do my best. So what I wanted to do is to really tell you about, I remembered that when I was in high school and I was looking for a summer job. I wanted to get a job. And I got a job at this fast food place. How many are so excited about getting a job at a fast food place? Woo! Thanks for the support. I don't know if she's really excited, but she's being supportive. Well, I got a job at a fast food joint, and I'm like, really? But you know what? When you work, you get what? You get paid. So you don't have to wait for somebody to like you enough to give you money. Usually they're your parents, right? So I started working in the summer, and I remembered when I was working, my boss, the manager in the store, was really strict. And what I meant by that was, when we were busy, like when we had a line of customers coming in, it was great, right? Because, you're working, and you're trying to clear the line. But when we were slow, when there was nothing to do, that was when he would get on our backs about cleaning the windows. I didn't even clean windows at my house. I had to go clean windows at the job, right? And I had to, mop the floor. I had to learn how to mop the floor, sweep the floor, all that stuff. And I thought, you know what, really? Do I have to keep doing this every day? And it got to the point where he would just be on our tail to do something all the time, not to stand still. Do you think I liked him? Not so much. Not so much. He's not one of my favorite people. But it got to the point where I didn't want to hear him. You know what I mean? So I would just go and do it when we had no customers, just so he wouldn't have to tell me what to do, because do you know that feeling? You might be able to relate. When you already know what's coming, so you don't want to hear it, so you go do what you need to do so you don't have to hear it. So I kept doing that. The reason I told you this story is because those were the work habits, the work ethic that had taught me through my years being in the corporate executive world, being in sales, being in leadership industry, now having my own business, that working hard and using your time when it seems like there's nothing to do is what sets you, I want you to hear me clearly, is what sets you apart from most people who stand around trying to see how far they can get away with stuff so they can get paid without doing anything. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Yes. Participation is good too, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk to you about, we're going to do 3 things today. I'm going to talk about resume writing, how you put that into one page, the different components that you would need to put on the resume, okay? So take good notes on that, and I'll have some resources for you to go to. I'll give you a website so that you can pull some of this information, okay? There are 9 steps that we're going to be talking about how to put together a resume. The second piece we're going to talk about is your communication. When you have, sending the resume in is one thing, right? What do you want to have happen after that? Hopefully they call you, right? So you can go get your what? Interview. So when you have an interview appointment, what do you say? What kind of questions do you ask? And then the other piece we're going to talk about is the part that actually communicates you, which is your body language. Okay? How do you need to be when you show up? So that you show up and you stand out above other people. Do you think there's a whole lot of job applications flying in during the summer from high school kids and colleges? Tons. So what do you need to do so that your resume stands out, and then when they call you, you stand out? Does that sound cool?
Yes.
How many want to make money this summer? I only want to talk to people who want to make money. Or at least wanting to make some part-time income. And also the people who are looking to apply for college. How many of you are planning to go to college? No right or wrong answer, just want to get an idea. Well, guess what? Do you have to submit an application to go to college? Some of them actually interview you, right? Do you have to show up differently there as well? This applies throughout your life, okay? So we're going to start with that. And hopefully by career day next Wednesday, you'll have your one-page resume. It's really not that hard. It's just putting the pieces together, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is, I want to share with you a quote. Everything that happens to you is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. We cannot outperform our levels of self-esteem. We cannot draw to ourselves more than we think we are worth. You cannot outperform your self-image. It starts with how you see yourself, doesn't it? Yes? Okay. Ooh, money. So some of you said you want to make some money, right? Right? By having a job, right? Why are you guys laughing? The bills are too small? Is that it? You were looking for the hundreds? That's coming. That's a few slides later, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is about resume building. Create you on paper. Put you on paper. Tell your story. The power of words that you use throughout your life. This is not just about the resume building piece. The power of the words that you use make a difference in the outcome that you get. So let's talk about the 9 steps, okay? Step 1 is to uncover your skills, abilities, and special talents. So I want to kind of draw this out of you. You might go, well, you know, I was talking to one of the teens in leadership participants, you know, you guys who attend American Canyon High School. And somebody said, well, I don't have any job experience. What am I going to put on my resume? How many of you feel that way? How many of you feel like, what goes on there besides my name and my email and my phone number, right? So we're going to talk about that. Give me an idea of like, what are some of your skills or your strengths that you feel that make you unique? Just to give you an idea, like communication, right? Customer service. Maybe you're good with people. You may not. Now, let's assume you haven't worked ever in your life, so you don't have a job experience, right? But you know that you're good with people. How many of you know that you're good with people? You can communicate. People like to hang out with you, right? That's a communication skill. But if they hang out with you and you guys don't talk at all, that's not a communication skill, okay? That's just hanging out. But if you can say stuff and people actually want to be around you, they want to talk to you, that's communication skill, right? So if that's your skill, you should write that down right now. That would be your strength. That is considered a skill. And you want to keep working on that, okay? What other skills can you guys think of that you may have? Anything? What is it? Leadership, love it. If you are in some sort of club at the high school, you're in a leadership class, you want to put that down, okay? And there's another section that you might want to do that later. And it would be like typing, word processing, or whatever, okay? Okay, so here's some example. Filing, word processing, digital media, customer service, communications. Step 2. Choose a job objective. This is one line, okay? It goes right under your name. And I'm going to have some templates for you to look at later on. But right under your name is going to be your job objective. So here's an example. Seeking a position as a part-time cashier in a retail environment. See, be as specific as you can. So if you're going to apply at, for example, I don't know, a retail store, Macy's, or one of those stores is retail. What's retail? Tina. Give me what's a retail? Yeah.
Kohl's.
Kohl's. Okay. Be clear about your resume. What industry are you looking to go into? Is it a food service industry? Is it a customer-oriented type of industry? Write that in there. Okay. Step 3. Learn the requirements of that job. Do you think they might be impressed if you actually kind of put down the answers they're looking for, the employer? For example, if it's a retail and it's about customer service, it's about, being able to communicate with various types of people, and you put that down as a skill, you think that might be helpful? You might stand out, right? You put some thought into it, and you think about the kind of jobs you're looking for, and you actually give them the answers to what they're looking for, okay? Step 4, list your related skills and abilities. Related skills and abilities, something that you might have done before. Step 5, write one-liners to demonstrate your related skills and abilities, okay? Here's an example. Responsible and reliable. Will show up for work as promised. Isn't that a good quality to have on the resume? You think an employer might be looking for somebody who would actually show up every time they're scheduled? That would be helpful, right? You don't think that that's something, but it says something about you that most people will not put on their resume. Does that make sense? Okay. Here's another example. Excellent communication and listening skills. Okay? That's a skill. Communication and listening is a skill. That would be good in the customer service type of industry or retail, right? Or food service. Step 6. List your work history. If you don't have one, skip it. That's why you want to fill with the other qualities that you have. Step 7, list your education and training, okay? So here's an example. Leadership position, somebody said leadership before. You want to put it here. Leadership position, clubs in school. There are a lot of clubs here, aren't there? A ton, right? List them all, because that shows that you are willing to engage. That shows that you're doing above and beyond what school requires you to do, okay? And it also shows your personality, your interest, right? Besides Leadership Club, what other clubs do you guys have? Key Club. What else? What is it? Red Cross?
Environmental.
Awesome. That's the kind of stuff that talks about who you are, okay? People look for that. Employers look for those things. Colleges look for those things. They want to know that you actually are involved and a contributor into the community of your high school. Step 8, assemble your resume. Put all these pieces together separately, okay? Then put your resume together, okay? Again, I'm going to tell you about the website you can go to and pull some of the samples of the resume. And last but not least, produce your one-page resume. One page, no more. Okay? And if you don't have the job experience, guess what? You might have to double space some stuff to fill it, right? Okay, here's the resource. I just put it on a tab on my website. You can go to that. There are action words that you can use. I can't think of the words right now, but experienced. Things like that. Words that you can pull to put into your resume. So it's kasamalee.com/teens-corner. Okay? And there's sample resumes on there as well for you. And you could probably print them out. They're like JPEG files. So we talked about this. Resume building is about creating you on paper, right? And list your strengths. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a quick video. You ready for a movie? Like a minute and a half. You can handle it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's hilarious. It's about how people go on interviews and they choke.
Why have I had so many jobs? I get bored easily.
I'm really not a morning person.
You're not?
No.
Okay.
So tell me, why do you want this job?
Why do I want this job?
What do you consider your greatest strength?
My greatest strength is chilling with the coworkers. You know?
I don't want to do anything boring.
There's no drug testing here, right?
Man, I hop from job to job. Soon as the boy moves, I'm gone.
Why do I want this job? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I got nothing.
What can I offer? That's the. I can bring sexy back.
So why should we hire you?
I need some extra money to pay off some gambling debt.
Do you really?
Hey, how are you? Oh, that sounds great.
Is that funny? Oh. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm back. You were saying? Oh, gosh. Hilarious. So those are the things you do not do in an interview, okay? Don't ask those questions. Don't ask about if there's a drug test. Because they're going to ask the drug test anyway, aren't they? Okay, so that's about the interview. Now we're going to talk about the interview, okay? In communications, your first impression is the only impression. You get one shot as you walk in the door. Your appearance speaks louder than your words. Be conventional, be kind of conservative, okay? Because you don't know what you're walking into, what the manager or the hiring manager might be looking for. You want to be mainstream in how you appear, okay? No excessive jewelry, no facial jewelry. Take it off for that day. No low-riding pants, right? Don't wear jeans. Get a pair of slacks. No half-done nails, ladies. Comb your hair, right? Clean shoes will be good. Believe it or not, when you get into the executive world and the professional world, they look at your shoes before anything else. They don't like muddy shoes because it says about how you're not paying attention to detail. That's a big tip, okay?
Wait, muddy shoes?
No, muddy. Not muddy shoes. Well, I don't know what muddy shoes will be. That sounds good. Muddy, dirty shoes, okay? And last but not least, I know you got to turn your phone off just for the interview. No texting, right? You saw what the girl was doing? Excuse me, let me answer the phone and let me text. Don't do that, okay? Now, I'm going to show you some pictures of what you should be wearing to an interview. We like the singing, but those big earrings should come off that day, okay? You don't want to distract the person who interviews you with your stuff, right? The big earrings are even more distracting, but we like them. Nothing against the artist. That is definitely not a no-no. I mean, is a no-no. Take the nose ring off for that day. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the next piece that I want you to hear me. Colleges and employers check you out this way. It's called digital identity. Do you know what I'm talking about? What is it? That's right, on the internet. This is an actual picture of somebody who passed out drunk and got her face painted that was posted on Facebook. Do you think if an employer or college campus admissions department saw this picture, they would have a second thought? No matter how well you show up on paper or during the interview, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what follows you for the rest of your life when people Google your name. As you grow older and you have more of your digital records, when people type in your name, how many of you have ever Googled your name?
I'm Googling
Nice.
it right now.
Tina's Googling her name right now. I mean, I couldn't believe when my marketing consultant says, Google your name, see what shows up. Because I've had past work experiences. Everything is trackable, guys, and you cannot erase them. So be aware of what is being posted and what you're posting and what people are tagging you with, okay? Your digital identity, your stories about you say more than what anyone says about you, including yourself. Your pictures and your posts say everything about you. Your language and your messages on Facebook, Twitter, any other social media platforms. Okay, what is your image? Who controls what goes on your wall and your post? First and foremost, you, right? Photos or videos you post on social media, what goes on YouTube when they search your name, right? Admissions offices and employers check these things. Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, you're all searchable. It's all public information. Be intentional on what goes on these things. You're building up the rest of your life right now, okay? Keep your image clean. Keep the language clean. Some things just need to be done offline. They don't need to show up everywhere for the public viewing. So now I'm going to talk about the 3 parts of your communication when you interview, okay? 70% is your body language. Did you know that? That's a huge piece, isn't it? It's how, like physically, how you handle yourself. 70%, okay? 23% is the words that you use, your tone and your inflection, what you say. And lastly, only 7% is the exact words that come out of your mouth. So what do you think you need to focus on when you interview? Oh, everything. This is a smart group. All right, body language. The unspoken words. Your attitude is everything. You need to be just jacked out of your mind. Be excited before you go into the interview. Be happy, right? You should be enthusiastic, right? You think that might just feed off the right vibe you want to send? Yeah? Eye contact. Always look at the person that you're talking to. Don't look down. As uncomfortable as that may be, because you're interviewing, you're trying to sell yourself, like the other video said, you want to look them in the eyes. You don't have to do it the whole time, but don't look down because they can't connect with you. It's all about connection and communication, okay? See, I like the eye contact happening right now. Firm handshake. Okay? Firm grip. No wimpy, clammy handshake. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know how sometimes you shake people's hands and they grab, like, they let you grab their 4 fingers and they pull away? That's just so uncomfortable. You can't tell. Firm handshake. So you can practice that. Okay? You can shake the hand of the person next to you right now. Grip, firm grip. She doesn't want to shake your hand. You have a cold, be careful. Hand sanitizer is good too. Okay? Firm handshake. But don't do the death grip. Don't hurt their hand, because then they might not hire you. Making friends, huh? Oh yeah. Mark is gonna, Mr. Demessa is gonna, yes. Firm handshake. You see that? This way. The thumbs go in and grip.
Nothing like this.
None of this, okay? Make sure your hand's not sweaty either. That's kind of icky too when you shake a sweating hand. When you speak, speak clearly and slowly so they can hear you. You know, sometimes when we're nervous, we just ramble, right? Just breathe. And then speak clearly and slowly so they can hear what you're saying, because it shows confidence when you speak clearly and slowly. Are you guys still shaking hands? You still on the handshaking thing? Sit up straight. When you're interviewing, sit up straight. Don't slouch. That shows a lack of confidence, you know. And even though you don't mean it, but that's what it shows when you're interviewing. You want your best posture, your best attitude, your best attire, okay? And lean in, lean forward, pay attention, don't cross your arms. That's a bad body language, so you're keeping people out when you're crossing your arms. Don't cross your arms when you're listening. Don't bite your nail. How many of you do the nail biting thing when you're nervous? It's okay, because I used to do it too, a lot. She's biting her nail right now, just a demo, right? Don't bite your nail, relax. Sit on your hands if you have to. Okay? But don't bite your nail. That's not the time. Smile, it's free. Smile. Oh, see, I'm seeing some teeth. Your attitude. Start with a smile. Okay? Even when you're nervous, smile even more. Okay, here's what not to say. You ready? These are the things you don't want to say. How much will you pay me? Like, that should not come out of your mouth until they're ready to hire you. Okay? And they'll tell you anyway. Do you think they'll tell you at some point? It shouldn't be a surprise, right? You don't show up, do the 8-hour shift, and then find out we're paying you $2 an hour. At some point, they will tell you. Let them tell you. Don't ask. I don't have any experience. Do you think you need to tell them that? No. Sell yourself. Don't say the things that are going to make you not stand out. Okay? I don't know what I want to do with my life. Kind of like the video, right? What do you want to do? I don't know. Just say, you know what? I want to just gain my experience, right? To eventually get into the professional world or whatever it is that you're interested in. Get that line in your head. Rehearse it. Because you think they might ask this kind of question. What do you want to do with your life? What do you plan to do, right? You think it might be good to not be surprised when they ask? That you actually have the answer ready, right? Preparation is everything for the rest of your life. Preparation. So why do you want to get a job? What does that say? My parents told me I have to get a job. You think they'd be excited to hire you? You might have an attitude, right? I got in trouble during school year, so now I have to work. Would that be helpful in your interview? Probably not, right? Don't say these things. Now, what do you say? I'm excited for the opportunity to meet you. Thank you for your time. Always thank them for their time. Value their time and be respectful of their time. Be on time. People don't want to hear about why you're late. Okay? Be there early. It looks better when you show up early than late. Because then you have to end up apologizing and it just doesn't start you on the right footing. My strengths are, these are the things you should know. You've got to rehearse these things, okay? Working with people, customer service, organization. I'm a quick learner, right? How many of you are quick learners? You should be, right? It's all relative what a quick learner is, but you should be a quick learner. You know, employers are looking for quick learners, right? What has been the most challenging for you with hiring students my age? Ask, like when they say, you know, at some point they interview, they might say this. They might go, do you have any questions? Ah, now you want to ask smart questions, right? Like you really want to know, and you should want to know. Learn about the company, learn about the job, learn about the organization. What has been the most challenging for you? And they'll tell you what they're not looking for. Hint, hint, right? So you can give them what they want. What are the 3 most important things you look for when hiring students my age? Right? What are those 3 top qualities? right? And you see if you can fit into those three qualities, right? Ask them questions that engage them and let them know that you're interested. Okay, so I just want to tell you about this real quick. What I do through the City of American Canyon is I have a program coordinator and I run a Teens and Leadership program, okay? Teens and Leadership program is currently held every Tuesday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. at the Senior Multi-Use Center, okay? I would love to have more of you come. Currently we have Tina, we have Kaleo, we have Kylie, we have Solomon, we have several others who come and we get into dialogues to really grow you and stretch you and get you in critical thinking mode and help you, and I bring in my business experience to help you kind of start anticipating how you need to think, what you need to be looking for in your life now so that you can be ready for the real world. Wouldn't it be cool for you to just kind of know and nail it when you're done with college? Doing the things that you should be doing career-wise? No? Yes? The answer is yes. Yes. Okay, good. Okay? That's the kind of stuff, that's the objective, for you to be a contributor, a difference maker, leader in your community. Wherever you go, you attract people to you and you can influence other people. It gets you so far in your life. Okay? Now, this is a quote I want to leave with you. The key to success is for you to make a habit throughout your life of doing the things you fear. Successful people have fears. They just keep pounding into it. They keep doing what they're afraid of until they're no longer afraid. I can't leave you with anything better than to remember this for the rest of your life. I hope this has been helpful. Has this been helpful? Yes. Awesome. Will you share what you've learned with your group? And we'll just see if I can get something on an unlisted site so that others can learn from this experience as well. I want to thank you for being here. And, you know, let's rock and roll. Career Day next Wednesday. I cannot wait to meet each and every one of you. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions? Does anybody have any questions you want to ask? You're good? I'll be here for a few minutes if you have any questions.